This is an extract from our AHK Hero Club. We have calls 3 times a week. Please like the video if you learned something. And I think that's a good discussion point of when you do have locked files. Some of the solutions that it came up with were pretty cool.
And I am still looking for that tool that we just tested yesterday.
I think it was a couple days ago, Irfan.
I hit the wrong hotkey. All right. So what I'm looking at in here.
In tools folder, there's a quick access window tool.
Quick access
that's what
window.
we called it. Yeah. Oh, it's in tools. Sorry. I do remember now. You're right.
All right. We're going to take a look at that one in a second. So here, actually, this is a very annoying problem. It has a very easy fix. Whenever you open dialogues like this, you see how the main page hides the dialogue? And if you don't know that that happened, the main window probably does not do what you want. And it is just because there's a dialogue open that you don't know that is there. That is something that we can fix by whenever you're about to show the dialogue, you just say the main window owns dialogues, and that's it. And it just makes it so that they are always on top of the main window. We can see that in action in a second. But so with this tool, you can select a folder. I would have picked the other way of picking folders. Because this one, then you have to click a lot to get to one spot, I guess. But anyways, we can pick a given folder, and I would say it would scan it. I don't know what that would be. Let me look at the stack real quick.
Somewhat the notify class.
We're trying to set the value of this, and we pass the format number, and we pass the total size. So this format number might be failing. It says that we pass too many parameters to which one? To the show. So, okay, that's interesting. Let me look at that real quick. So I want to attach. Yeah, we can continue on that one, and then attach to this one. And let me see where we are here. Okay. Yeah, so what happened here is that the notify function here that is going to show a little bit of text is passing them with commas as if those were different parameters, but that's not how the function behaves. That's also wrong. So every instance of the notify function with commas is wrong. We can tell AI not to do that. So let me do it here. We are including it. So we can just open a new AI function, give it notify. I can't give you that. I could probably, okay, hold on. Let me open the file. There we go. Look at this, the implementation of notify show, and create a plan to fix all the calls. That's it. So then I will switch to planning, use something good to plan. Let's wait for it to come up with a solution, and let's implement it. In the meantime, while this is going, so this would scan the files. It probably, I think it stopped in saying, hey, the scan has been completed. It's going to tell me how many files it found. And then once we do that, which is not a catastrophic failure, so I can click continue there, then I could just select a given file and try to delete it. We would use this when the file is locked, so that if I'm in Explorer and I try to delete it, it couldn't delete it. So I would use this tool to do that. Now my question is, how does it do that? Delete selected. It goes ahead and checks for the items. Perform deletion is the one that probably does the thing. Check if we're not admin. So if we are not admin, we go ahead and elevate the script. And if we are, we're trying the force delete function, which will try, oh, okay, so it's trying to take ownership of a given file. That's interesting. Then it will try to do the, it will try to, how do I say, it will try to rewrite the ACLs for that file. It will try to delete. If that doesn't work, it will try a different way for the directory, and then we'll try again. So it tries several times. But that is interesting. So this is a very interesting way. What it's doing is trying different ways. It's trying to take ownership of the file. It's trying to figure out if there are different ways that I can delete it. But here's the kicker. There are certain situations in which this would still fail, which is, and AI came up with a solution. Well, if I cannot delete it with this, then I will kind of like count them, right? But the point here is sometimes the files are locked because another program is using them, like a DLL file, right? In that case, it's not only the delete that we're trying to do, we have to unlock the file first. And for that, we would have to use a different method. For that, you have to release the parent, the one who is grabbing the file. So in that case, I will look at it and see if we can add that. But the way how AI is handling is graceful. So you're not going to get an error or something. So AI is handling it correctly. And if it couldn't, it just counts them and puts them there. So AI came up with some sort of plan. Let me review it. We're going to see, hey, we have to pass an object carrying those things, which is correct. So it will review each notification. It will create a consistent object. It will then replace, extract the patterns, and then run a quick smoke test. So in that case, I will say start implementation, and I will use an agent mode, and I would tell it, it asks me for further consideration 1. I say 1, it should become information. And 2, yes. And then apply patches instead of directly modifying the files. And I like to apply patches instead of having AI modify the files, because that guarantees that AI has to build a diff compatible file before doing the action, and that usually gives me better results. I'm testing this new way. I'm just applying the patches instead of doing the stuff, but let me see how AI does it. But basically, this is what I do. And as you can see, those problems were already here. So if we had AI building and checking for the linter, by the way, Joe, have you noticed that? Are you using VS Code, right? For that, for AI? No, you're using it. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why I would definitely recommend, if you're doing AI, use VS Code or an editor that has this, because the AI object, the agent, can connect to these problems and see them and solve them before it continues, right? So now notice how there are no problems in the workspace. It has the correct way of having each of them. And I just take a quick look and verify what we got. That looks good. They all look consistent. Okay, so we're gonna save, reload. And now let's go ahead and, where is it? Oh, okay, sorry. I have to exit from here and run it. And now if I do the scanning, it should not fail anymore. So let's say here, scan, there you go. And there's the scan complete. Okay, so now it's working correctly. And I could try to delete files now, and I would assume it would behave as I'm expecting at least. Now the count here is very interesting. The total size says 18 megabytes, but the bytes that is counting is 98 million. So that would be 98 megabytes, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but the byte count doesn't seem to be right.
That's interesting.
And I would just ask it first. So I would ask, and for asking, I can use any small one. Are those counts correct? Specifically the bytes. And let's see what it says. But yeah, this is how I would do it. Let me just, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Throw in the own statement or whatever it was, text, the GUI you mentioned earlier. Yeah, add
right. I was just gonna say that. Like, while we do that, so whenever we're browsing, so let's look for browse. Okay, so this is the browse button. This is what it does. Here it will use dir select. I don't like dir select. It's the old way of doing it. We could instead use file select, and then we would use D here for directory, and then we would use the other options here. Let me see what it does. I think even like that, is good enough. The root location, the title. So the title could be what we have in here. So that's the title. All right. So I will not change much. I'm just going to, instead of dir select, I'm going to use file select directory, which is the newer dialog. That's one. The second of all is, because that is a dialog, I want to make the main GUI, which is this guy, to own the dialog. So I would say main GUI dot options, and in the options we can say plus own dialogs. Just that one line fixes the problem. We don't have to do a lot of coding for fixing this problem. Now, because it owns dialogs, when I click on browse, the thing is on top of it, but when I click the main button, the main window, I can't. The main window is totally disabled until this dialog is actually dismissed, and you cannot click on anything by mistake either. Because the problem, what happens is, if you don't do this, the dialog might get behind some other window and you don't find it and you don't know that it's there and it's going to behave weird, right? So it's a very simple fix. Just whenever you're going to show a message box or a dialog like this, the GUI that is going to show it, you have to do this right before that. Now, you can say, can't we just set this option when we create the GUI and it's set forever? No, you have to do it per thread. So when a new event thread launches, you have to set that option for that thread. That allows you to have some dialogues that block the main window, but you can have some other dialogues that do not. And it allows you to kind of like choose between them. And the file select directory like this, it is the newer dialog is a little bit better to use in general. Let me just confirm that it works as I expected, because it could change the meaning of what I'm doing. So let's find S drive admin check, right? Right. So it worked correctly. It selected the directory and put it in this edit field, which now I can use for checking the path and everything is fine. So just 2 lines. I just modified 2 lines, and that fixed that particular weirdness. At the same time, we fixed the issue with the notification, and I just had AI do that. And there you go. So I'm just going to click on keep.
Tap into over 466 plus hours of AHK video gold, including fresh clips like this, for anytime learning that fits your schedule. Get insider savings, 25% off courses, scripts, and done-for-you AHK jobs, making premium tools affordable and accessible.